Hello Libra, welcome to your reading for July. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. I'm going to be pulling a Celtic cross for you today, but we're starting off with a couple of star code oracles as always. Oh, nice. These cards, I swear. Okay. We have Ceres and we have the South Node. Now, what is Ceres doing? Ceres is entering Leo on the 23rd of July. What is interesting here is that Ceres currently is in Cancer, and Ceres loves being in Cancer. Reason being, Ceres was the mother of Persephone. Persephone was the one who was kidnapped by Hades and taken down into the underworld. And Ceres decided, once her daughter was kidnapped, she was the nurturer basically. She used to rule over the farmlands and grain. So she decided to destroy all the crops, and she decided to make people starve, leave them hungry basically, because she was so upset. Now, if that isn't Cancer energy, I don't know what is, because Cancerians love very fiercely. They're the mothers of the zodiac. What is interesting is we have the South Node right next to it. What this is telling me is that you may be reevaluating who you are giving that care to. Who is it that you are nurturing? Are you getting that care back? Not that you're giving to get, but sometimes when you keep pouring and pouring and pouring love into the people around you, and that love isn't being poured back, your cup runs dry and you cannot pour from an empty cup. I feel that you are setting certain boundaries. The South Node is something that you need to leave behind. It is something that you've already mastered. I feel like whatever you were put on this earth to do, whichever people you were put on this earth to care for, I feel like you've done your duty, or at least you're very close to fulfilling it, at least in this timeline. I feel like a lot of that care and that nourishment needs to go within now, or at least you need to make sure you are giving to the people who don't deplete you. Okay, let's see, what does your tarot say? Now I'm using the Tarot of the Abyss. It's such a stunning deck, but I haven't had time to study it, so we will analyze it together. Let's see. Oh goodness, who had the Tower in the heart of their reading? I can't recall. You have the Tower and you have the Seven of Pentacles. Again, exactly that. A sign before you had a very similar energy. I just can't recall. The Tower is a shake-up. It is a change in not only the biochemical makeup of your own body and your spirit, but it is a change in your physical foundation. It is possible that some of you may have walked out of, let's say, a relationship or a job that may have been very stable for you. There is a shift in reality. Why? The Seven of Pentacles talks about that investment, and that investment, even though it is a Pentacles card, it does talk about material wealth. It could talk about that, most definitely, but I feel like, considering your star code oracles, keeping that in mind, I think it has more to do with where you're investing your time, love, energy. And there is a re-evaluation that is happening here, and this has been the theme for this month, because we have Pluto, Neptune, Saturn and Jupiter all in retrograde for a very long time, like up till October, November, December. From now until then, that's a very long time. Now, these planets that are going retrograde, they are kind of outer planets. They're not as close to us as, let's say, Mercury would be. So Mercury retrograde affects us very sharply, but these planets, it's like a slow burn. They teach you lessons a little bit at a time, very slowly. I feel like you're learning those lessons very wisely now, and that wisdom that you're gaining is being ingrained in you in a very beautiful way so that you can sustain it. So these questions that you may be asking yourself now, especially with Neptune going retrograde, there is a lift of those rose-colored glasses. There is a sense of reality kicking in, and you realizing that, okay, this is not the kind of relationship I want to be in. This is not the job that I want to be in. You know what I mean? So that could be something you're going through. Let's see, what is your focus? Some of you may also have a realization that the places you're investing your money in may not be the right thing for you. Maybe you need to restructure how you look at finances. Now, your focus is the Knight of Pentacles. And again, exactly what I said about the slow burn. And you're in no rush. The Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight, but the Knight of Pentacles does carry the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is the only ace that comes in to stay. It gives you ample opportunity to work with it. You know what I mean? So I feel like you are taking things slowly and steadily, and you're not trying to rush anything. All right. Let's see what was in the recent past for you, Libra. The Three of Cups. This could talk about a few things. This could talk about your soul tribe. It could talk about a family dynamic. It could talk about a friendship. It could even talk about a relationship or a reunion of a relationship. But considering this was in the past, I feel like this Tower moment that happened, things didn't really go too well for you. I'm not clarifying today. I want to keep these as crisp as I can, but we will see how this evolves. Oop, that was very quick. What is your strength? Your strength is the Nine of Swords. That's an oxymoron, isn't it? But I feel like you've been through that dark night of the soul, as they call it. I feel like you've been through hell and back, and you've almost mastered this nightmare. Cancer had a very similar energy. They had the Eight of Swords in this position. I feel like instead of focusing on these nightmares and letting them bog you down, you know exactly how to pull yourself out of them. This is your strength. You've been through this and you know exactly what to do, so you don't have to go through it again. I feel like with the Nine of Swords, there's always this tendency of wondering what people think of you. And that causes a sense of anxiety in most of us. But I feel like as a Libra, you're constantly struggling to find balance in life anyway. But finally, you are not really focused on what other people think. You are focused on what your higher self thinks. You're focused on how you can evolve into the best version of yourself because you want to do it for you. Does that make sense? But there is a nod to anxiety and stress, and if you haven't been sleeping well and if you are into crystals, I highly recommend you work with selenite or celestite. That will get you straight to sleep, or even amethyst. All right, let's see what's in the immediate future for you. The Two of Pentacles. A little bit of an indecision. So you see how many pentacles you have here. This could very easily be talking about your material wealth. The Knight of Pentacles carries the Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles talks about two aces. All right, so it is possible that there are two opportunities coming in for you, whether on the work front or even on the love front. Both of those opportunities can bring you stability, can bring you that sense of safety and comfort. But it is an indecision because it is possible that for the time being, both of those opportunities aren't good enough. Otherwise, you would have been able to decide. So I always say, if you are not sure, do not make a decision. When one of those opportunities is right for you, you won't have to think about it. You know, there is also a sense of juggling work and life, life and love, work and love. You know what I mean? Try and temper yourself. Cancer season can be very emotionally turbulent. It can be very overwhelming because a lot of those emotions are being crept up from the deep, dark depths of your psyche so that you can work with them. Embrace those emotions. As an air sign, it is difficult for you to get out of your mind and into your heart. Easier for you than the other air signs, that's for certain, but still, it's not an easy task for you. I would suggest you quiet your mind so that this emotional turbulence does not affect your ability to make decisions. Okay? Let's see, how are you showing up to this reading? Oh, beautiful. You're showing up as the Ten of Cups. You are showing up as the perfect partner to somebody and to yourself. You're showing up as the whole package. Somebody who can bring in not only stability to your partner and or even your company if you're here for work, but bringing about a sense of love and peace and compassion and nourishment. And the 10 of Cups isn't really the 9 of Cups. It isn't a selfish energy. It isn't like, okay, this is my wish and I'm going to make it come true. It talks about a wish within a family, within a unit, within a companionship. You know, giving attention from both sides. Does that make sense? Like the playing field is leveled. It's even. So you are coming across as a very, very balanced individual. And considering, like I've said, Librans are always striving to maintain that balance in life, that does not surprise me. Feel like you're succeeding at it. Let's see, what are the external influences that you may or may not be aware of? The 8 of Wands. This could mean two things. Now, Mercury, thankfully, is not one of the planets that's in retrograde, which is saying something, considering we have 4 Mercury retrogrades this year. But the 8 of Wands could be somebody wanting to communicate. It could be that if any communication lines have been blocked between you and a significant other or a partner or a companion. Wow, there's an aircraft going over my house. That is loud. I don't know if you can hear it. We're talking about communication and travel, and there's an aircraft above my house. How appropriate. Anyway, so if lines of communication have been blocked for you, I would see them opening up. This also could talk about travel, because the 8 of Wands is a very mercurial kind of energy. If you've been feeling stuck, if COVID restrictions have kept you in your home, I feel like now with things lifting a tiny bit, you may be able to fly free. You may be able to travel and explore those, you know, adventurous lands that you've been wanting to. I feel like that could be coming about for you. There is movement though. Even if you're feeling stuck within your own reality right now, the universe is gearing up to give you that boost, to give you that momentum. So I would look forward to that. Now, let's see. What are your hopes and fears? Oh, goodness me, the Devil. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you may have it heavily in your chart. But I feel like the Devil is definitely a fear. It is a fear of repeating toxic patterns, of repeating codependent relationships, of repeating almost the 9 of Swords energy. I feel like you've already mastered it, and I feel like after you've gone through that dark night of the soul, you have come out like a phoenix rising from the ashes. But then again, our healing journeys are never really complete, are they? We're constantly healing from something or the other. And whenever we're going through something, let's say we're going through something brand new, all right? There's a new problem on our heads and we're going through it. It's very natural for our minds to go back into the past and dig out those traumas that affected us back then. And we start applying those traumas to our current situation. That is the Devil energy. That is you feeling stuck within your own mind and constantly going over something on a loop. Think about it. If there's a fresh problem, there is a fresh solution. If you start going back to old patterns, there will be no solution. You'll just keep repeating past mistakes. Considering that this is not an outcome, this is just a fear, I would just advise you to work on it and leave it where it belongs. Nothing to be overly concerned about. Whoa. Cards really want to talk for you. I'm not going to take these because then it'll just muddle the reading, but I want to get one for your potential outcome. They really want to talk. The 5 of Wands. There is conflict. There is a little bit of conflict happening. I don't think this is with another person. I think this is more an internal conflict, because you remember we started off the reading saying that we need to put about a new filtration system for you as to who you are giving your energy to and who you are not. I feel like that conflict, considering you're ruled by Venus, Libra, you're a very giving sign, you're a very loving sign, air or not. You almost behave like a water sign sometimes because you have so much love inside you. I feel like this conflict, it is based on that. How can I not give my love to this person? How can I not care for this person? Because it's alien to you to not care, right? So that conflict is there for a reason. But setting boundaries is not easy, but you do need to set them so that you can make yourself whole and complete all over again. All right. Bottom of the deck, exactly 4 of Pentacles. hold it back a little bit. Keep your love for you just for a little while. Wheel of Fortune, and you'll see a change. 5 of Pentacles. Don't worry about letting someone stay out in the cold. It's okay. People can fend for themselves. We're born alone, we die alone. Everybody else is a variable, and everyone should remember that. The Empress, yes, stand in your power. The 4 of Wands and the Star and the Chariot. Goodness me. The minute, excuse me, Libra, the minute you start prioritizing yourself, you'll see how the ball gets rolling. You'll see that shift. You'll see that change. That Tower moment is suddenly going to become something you look forward to. That clean slate, that blank slate, starting from scratch. Give yourself that love. Give yourself that care. I know it is very easy for us to care for ourselves and care for other people at the same time, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes we start caring for other people way more than we care for ourselves. And again, what happens when you do that? Your cup runs empty. All right, let's get you a couple of tea leaves to close off the reading. Purse, pay attention to your finances. Yeah, exactly. We've been talking about that. I feel like there is a restructuring that needs to happen here when it comes to your income or to your career. You would know what that would mean for you. Wreath, sorrow over a loss. And I feel like this has happened in the past. The 3 of Cups did show its face in the past for a reason. And then we have the Tower. So there was a Tower moment. There was something that came crashing down for you, whether it was a relationship or the loss of a career or something like that. That's just stating the obvious. Dog barking, advice from a friend. I don't know who this is for you, but I would take it. Jug, light-hearted, carefree time. Exactly. It's time to enjoy yourself. Get out of this 5 of Wands, 9 of Swords, the devil energy. The universe wants to give you that boost with the 8 of Wands. It wants to get you moving. We have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck, which is a Cancer card. So I feel like though a lot of planets are in retrograde, there will be a sort of spark that's going to help you move on with your life. I would make the most of it. All right, Libra, that was your reading. I hope it helped you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.